Hey guys, I wanted to jump on here and do a really quick video because I know I said I would do that and it's been a while since I've done a video. I'm in the car because I just wanted to do this real quick before I ran into church service. First I want to say thanks for all your prayers and text messages and calls because it's been a weird week. So just a little bit on that real quick and then we'll jump into the video. But yeah, my vision has been really blurry lately, and so I was like, okay, maybe my eyesight is going bad or something like that. But then, like, I think it was like a Wednesday or something like that, and I was driving and then my eyesight like just went really blurry, and then my left side just went numb. And so I was like, okay, let me be responsible. Called the doctor, and the doctor was like, yeah, you need to go into the ER. And so if you know me, ER is like last case scenario. Like, I hate the ER. But I was like, okay, let me be responsible and go in here and go to this ER. And so I went. Sorry, it's kind of hot in here. So I went and oh, sorry. So I went into the ER and they ran some tests and did some MRIs. They're like, okay, well, we see some white spots on your MRI, so we want to dig into that a little more. We're going to admit you overnight, which I did not want to hear, and then you know, do some MRI with contrast. Anyways, long story short, they did all of that, and I was there till like 8 p.m. the next day, and they were just going back and forth like, oh, well, one doctor was like, okay, we're gonna leave her another day, and the other doctor's like, no, she's good. So then the neurologist comes and she's like, well, we can't explain the white spots, we don't know what's going on with you, but it should go away on its own. So I left the hospital, so I pretty much feel the same even now. Last night was really rough. But anyways, I say all that to say, just be praying, because I haven't felt this way in like 2.5 years. And I really just feel like it's the enemy attacking my body. I don't talk a lot about that on here because some people aren't ready, you know, spiritual warfare and stuff like that, but it's what it is. So just keep me in your prayers. Anyway, so this video, I said I would do a video on just kind of like confirmation and how I knew like God was calling me to take a step back and to focus on my family, because I know some of y'all, based on comments and stuff, like are kind of going back and forth on what to do. So just wanted to share a few things that kind of like confirmed like what the Lord was telling me to do, what I knew, but I was just kind of like being hard-headed as usual. So I took some notes just so I could remember. One thing is, like, when I was on maternity leave and me and my husband were still kind of like, oh, the sun is getting weird, of course. Me and my husband were kind of like going back and forth, like, what do we want to do? And still praying about that. So while I was on maternity leave, a few things I was just like, okay, this confirms like what I should do. Well, maternity leave, and I was kind of easing back into work and working from home 2 days a week and stuff like that. So one thing was, we wanted, it's simple, but we wanted to get Naomi, my oldest, potty trained. And her daycare instructor would be like, oh, you know, we're working on it. We're really going to go hard next month. And we're really, you know, we're taking baby steps, or she's doing this. And so I was like, okay, like, I'm just going to do this myself. So we took that week, we focused on potty trained. She was fully potty trained by the end of the week. So that's simple, but it's just like shows like no one else is invested in your kids like you're invested in your kids. And along with that point, I also felt like she wasn't being engaged enough, educational, like what, like just, we don't feel like, we're not those parents that think you need to be teaching our like 4-year-old or 2-year-old algebra, but I felt like Naomi was capable of learning a lot more than I felt like she was learning. And so I started doing some things with her, and she was mastering them like really quickly. So there's that. And I don't consider myself like a teacher mom or like super educational, or I can just, you know, I'm a beast at teaching. I'm not one of those moms. But, and then the next point is like our marriage was so much sweeter, and it still is. And, not that I'm not tired at the end of the day, but I just had, my family got the first part of me and not like what was left over after I was tired and beat up. And so that's nice, and just to like share more time together and stuff like that. And then another thing is like the organization, like my nonprofit for moms, like it was picking up and just like doors were opening. And so to me, that was just confirmation. Y'all have to excuse this son, and I'm probably not going to edit this video because I just don't have time, but it's like doing something weird. So just hang in there. But yes, like doors were opening, connections were being made, people were just helping and being so kind. And so I'm like, okay, maybe this is the time for me to really go full and like pursue this thing that God set in my heart. And then the last thing that comes to mind right now is just like we were in a church, we had like something for church, and we're kind of going around sharing like our name for everyone where we were. And then after I shared, the pastor was like, well, don't you want us to like pray about you being able to come home and just focus on your babies and like focus on your family? And I was like, no. Like that was not my prayer request. But after like our pastor's wife prayed over me, and I was just like crying and in tears. And so for me, that was just confirmation, like someone who is like who really cares about you, when they take the time to pray for you and just tell you those things, that to me, that was like, okay, confirming that. Oh, and one that I forgot, and this was really special to me. We were kind of just walking around the house, and I was getting the girls ready for the day, and my oldest started singing worship music, and that was everything for me, because my biggest thing is, while I'm focused on my family, I feel like I consider like parenting like discipleship. Like I'm discipling these babies, and so to hear her say the name of Jesus and just to be singing those worship songs, that was everything. That's just a little bit. Hopefully that helps y'all. I know like a lot of my viewers are kind of going back and forth, or they just need to like be like affirmed that they're making the right decision right now, if they're at home or whatever, whether you're at home, at working, whatever. Just, you know, just be confident in that season that you're in and where the Lord has you. So those are just some things to think through, and to sit down, maybe write through like, what am I seeing? Where am I seeing fruit? Things like that. And like I said, we will do the video on just finding joy as a mom, and like in this season, because I know like our emotions can go up and down in this season. And so I just want to kind of talk through some things that helps me or help some other moms that I'm around, kind of just stay at it and just kind of keep your head up during this season that can be really difficult. So yes, if you want to follow along, hit the subscribe button. I love hearing y'all's comments. Like, let me know you want more videos like this, anything on this topic you want me to go deeper into. But yeah, love y'all. Have a good day.